Welcome to my cozy little corner, and today I want to do a 2026 reading journal flip through. 2025 was the first year that I did a reading journal, and you see how chunky she is. I will be doing a flip through. For 2026, I did a different shape journal. I just thought because I do very collage-y based spreads, I think that the square shape is just going to work a little bit better for me, as well as I didn't set it up with you guys because I was working on this a little bit at a time after work, and yeah, it would have just been very difficult to try to do it all in one go. So I ended up doing it on my own, and I'm just going to do a little flip through of the setup. This is the Field Mouse 8x8 Archer and Olive journal. And this year, my goal is to read all of the Redwall series. There's 22 books. They're like a middle grade anthropomorphic series. And so I kind of leaned into that a little bit. And also I just love little cute animals doing cute things. So I leaned into that strongly with this. That's why I went with the Field Mouse. And so that is kind of the theme that I decided to go with as well. I decided to bring you guys a little bit closer. So this is the This Book Belongs To page. I just kind of decided I printed out most of my pictures for this. I had some washi tape. This is like the main washi tape that I decided to go with from Journal Say, and then these are like the main markers that I used. I'll link everything that I can find down below in the description box. But yeah, I just kind of did mostly washi tape, markers, and then printed pictures. This is my Reading Journal 2026 cover page. I love how this page turned out. I love this page so much. I'll link below what this font is called. I just did it on Canva. I did most of this on Canva. So it's so stinking cute. And this is just pictures or pieces of like an old book. And yeah, I just love this page so much. I decided to actually do this cover page on that like awkward page of the journal, and I know most people tape it for like sturdy purposes. I didn't want to waste a page. I'm already kind of predicting that I might end up having to do 2 journals for the year, but I just didn't want to waste any pages. This is going to be my year in books page, or book covers page. Last year I did a bookshelfie, and I ended up not really like filling up most of this. And then I also did kind of like a bunch of Dutch doors with book covers by the month. And I liked it, but I think this year I decided to do my bookshelfie as my series tracker, and then this I thought would just look nice if I did a bunch of little ones and I could just see all the book covers at one glance. And then, like I said, I did the exact same washi tape combo, just some brown paper, and yeah, you'll see like this is kind of my combination that I do for all of my titles. Hey, look at the little mouse, he's getting a bath. It's so cute. This is what I was talking about. This is how I decided to do my series tracker. I'm not even going to show you my series tracker in my other journal. It was so ugly. I really didn't know how I wanted to do my series tracker at all this year. I don't love the way most of them look. I was thinking about doing book covers, but I read a lot of series, and I just think it would have looked cluttered. And I love a bookshelfie page, so I thought this would be the best way to do a bookshelfie. And I actually got this idea from a comment that someone made on another video. I don't know, I just thought it would be so stinking cute. As you can see, some of the series I'm in the middle of that I want to prioritize this year is the Expanse series, Lord of the Rings. I read The Hobbit and the first one in 2025. I did Queens of Rinthia this year. Faithful and the Fallen, I read 2 of. I didn't mark it. I need to mark it. I have read the first in the Inheritance cycle, which is like Aragon. I did read the first one of that. I read the first 2 Stormlight books. Bartimaeus, the Bartimaeus trilogy, and then this is Redwall. And I read the first one. I'm halfway through the second one. The Winnowing Flame trilogy, Earth and Sky. And then this is kind of how I decided to do my One Piece tracker. I'm kind of reading it by arcs. Like, I'm treating the arcs like individual books. So instead of doing volumes, which wouldn't even fit on this page, I'm doing arcs. I feel like there's way more arcs than this. It depends on how you categorize certain arcs, and there's also like mini arcs. I just kind of settled on this, but honestly, I know where I'm at, so it's fine. I did leave a little bit of space, but not too much. There's room for like another trilogy, maybe another long one, and then maybe another trilogy. Maybe I could fit another trilogy here. And yeah, that's about it. I am trying to stop just starting series. I really got to finish most of these series by the end of the year, so I need to just kind of prioritize these series. I went ahead and did Assassin's Apprentice and the Age of Madness trilogy because those are 2 trilogies that I know for sure I want to prioritize and read this year. If for whatever reason I end up wanting to add more, which like I said, I'm trying to use this to limit, I'll probably just do like a tape in a little like Dutch door situation and just add more bookshelves. But yeah, these were like added additions because I just did the bookshelves and I was like, it needs green or something. So I ended up doing this. And then this is my key by star rating. Honestly, most of it, I didn't even think about it. Most of this is going to be 3, 4, and 5s. Like, there's probably not going to be any color on the bookshelves because if I'm continuing a series, it's because I like the books. And I'm not continuing a series if the book was 1 star. So this is my 26 books for 2026 page. Oh my god, I love how this page turned out so much. So much. So some of the books I am prioritizing for the year, as you can see, A Little Life, Bunny. This is a graphic novel that kind of uses like fairy tales and fables as like crime stories and mysteries. Spear That Cuts Through Water. I'm really prioritizing multi-generation stories this year. Coven of Water, 100 Years of Solitude. Could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure East of Eden is one as well. I love a multi-generational story so much, and those were like the 3 that kept popping up, so I had to put that on here. I am also prioritizing a lot of classic fantasy, so Wizard of Earthsea, definitely gotta read that. Assassin's Apprentice, jury's still out if that's classic fantasy. It's definitely feeling, but not an age. So-so. Sabriel, again, so-so. Classic, but yeah. Oh, and then Goblin Emperor. And then I have some lit fics on here as well. Kairos, Sunburn, Evenings and Weekends, Swimming in the Dark. I have a couple random horrors on here. The Reformery. Is that the only one? That might be the only horror on here. Oh, that's okay, because I don't read a lot of horror. We have some fantasy, well, sci-fi, The Blighted Stars, Spear Cuts Through Water. Yeah, I don't know. I'm really excited. I actually think that I will actually be able to get through this. The way I read, because I do mostly audio and ebooks, is I don't have like a TBR I'm picking through. So having lists like this really helps me keep track, and I'm pretty much able to get through when I make big lists like this throughout the year. It just keeps me kind of like accountable. I love this one where she's knitting and this, so cute. I also love how this turned out. So obviously, this is my DNF Graveyard. I just found these little tombstones on Canva. And essentially what I'm going to do is every time I DNF a book, I'm just going to print it kind of like small and just, I could probably fit like 4 or 5 kind of just on the tombstones. I don't DNF very, very often, but I wanted a place to like put it so that I knew I DNF'd it for the year. I didn't do this last year, and I don't know why I did it. This is so stinking smart. This I just love the way that this layout of this page turned out. So I don't read a lot of nonfiction, but I don't normally rate nonfiction except for maybe memoirs. And so I just wanted a place that I could just put the book covers, and I'm not going to read that much, so this is a good way. I just took brown paper, did a little triangle to split the page. Obviously, you guys can read. This is my video game tracker. I wanted a place where I could kind of just put my video games, but at the end of the year I could put how many hours I have in the game, and then something like this, which is a more narrative-based game, I can kind of keep track of where I'm at as I'm going. I went on Canva and I just looked up like video game, and they gave me these pictures of switches, and then I just took the picture and put it over the screen and printed it out like that. That's how I did these. But yeah, obviously I know this is a reading journal, but this is another one of my hobbies, and so I just wanted a place to kind of like track it, I guess. I don't know. Very, very, I love the way that both these pages turned out. Now, there is a disclaimer with this. This is gonna be my book bingo. Obviously, this is upside down. This is upside down, and it's not finished. I honestly was a little discouraged about it being upside down, and I am taking a break from this page and these pages. I still got time. I'm probably just going to keep it like this, to be honest with you. I could read upside down. It's fine. The only thing I have to do from this is put, like, the title. This one, I believe, is my genre bingo, and then this is my fantasy bingo. So, genre, fantasy, and then I want to put, like, maybe some not graph paper, but, like, grid paper here. And, like, to write down which books go with which boxes. Like I said, I'm just kind of discouraged with how this turned out. So, I'm going to come back to it when I feel like it. This is a new spread for me. I don't typically do challenges, or I didn't do challenges in my journal at all last year. And I don't know. I just thought it would be a fun way to gamify my reading journal. I've decided that I'm not going to read anything to fill any prompts or read anything to fill in this. I think it would just be fun to see if I did my regular reading and fill it in. I am going to do little book covers because I'm so visual, and I also hate my handwriting. So the more book covers I can do and the less handwriting that I have to do, the better. Okay, so I just called this my classic fantasy challenge. I didn't know what to call it, if I'm being honest. But this is actually going to kind of be my personal curriculum, I guess. I am deep diving on 12 classic fantasy books. I did one for every month. If I want to read more in a month, I will. If I don't want to read one in the month, it's more of so I could just read one a month on average, and I'll be able to read all of them. I didn't want to put so much on here because I already have my 26 books. And some of them are the same. Like, obviously, Sabriel's the same. I think that might be it. Or Earthsea, I think. Yeah, Earthsea and Sabriel. These are the same as my 2026. But this is just kind of a way of keeping track of the classic fantasies that I'd like to read this year as part of my personal curriculum, because I'm just kind of deep diving into classic fantasy. The ones I'm the most excited about: Watership Down, Sabriel, Earthsea, And honestly, A Wrinkle in Time, I don't know why I haven't read A Wrinkle in Time. And this is my last page that I have done. This is the books I own. So like I said, I read mostly audiobooks and then ebooks, and I don't have a massive physical TBR like a lot of other people, but I tend to have a lot of audiobooks that are unread, and I do have a few physical books I haven't read. And this is just kind of a way to keep me accountable, so I can kind of look back at it every so often just to see what I could probably read for the month or like the season. Yeah. This is a different cover, but this is the same. This is on my 2026, and I think that's it. It's just this one, but I will for sure be reading this. I read The Mothers by this author and just absolutely loved it. This will take me a couple of minutes. I think I want to read this in, not minutes, but maybe like an hour. It's poetry, kind of. It's like a book written in prose. Yeah, and then as far as audiobooks, I have the whole Dandelion Dynasty series, and then I also have the entire I have the entire Willowing Flame trilogy, but I have read the first one and I really need to read that. And then honestly, Anna Karenina was supposed to go here, but I do have the audiobook because it's on Amazon, so that's something that needs to be read. I do have Onyx Storm. I honestly didn't love Iron Flame, so I'm kind of just putting off Onyx Storm until I absolutely want to. But yeah, that's all my books I've read, or books I own. And then this is going to be my Hall of Fame and my yearly stats. But if I'm being honest with you, I like doing these pages at the end of the year. I don't know how many books are going to be on my Hall of Fame. I'm not sure what stats I want to do. And so I think I'm just going to leave these blank until the year is finished and come back to them. That's exactly what I did in my 2025. So yeah. That is my 2026 reading journal flip through and my setup. I am hoping to do more reading journal videos throughout the year, and I will, like I said, I will be doing a flip through of my 2025. This is just a little preview. I will be doing one of my 2025 setup at some, or not set up, but my finished flip through at some point. I just have to finish up December and then I will show you guys. But yeah, if you guys want more journaling content, please let me know. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me an emoji of, is there a mouse emoji? If there's a mouse emoji, leave me a mouse emoji. And yeah, thanks. Bye.